Well, good evening, all. It is such a delight to see you. These days, any time we gather together in person feels a bit miraculous. And we are so grateful for each one of you here tonight. We are all here together celebrating the gallery's past, present, and future. And we have many treats in store for you. But first, we are remembering that the gallery is situated on Treaty 1 land, the traditional territory of the Anishinaabe, Cree, Oji-Cree, Dene peoples, and the homeland of the Métis Nation. And we are all treaty people, and we hope to continue building respectful and meaningful relations with those, the First Nations, and now our fellow sojourners on the land. We're also grateful here at Canadian Mennonite University, which not only houses the gallery, but also supports us in a myriad of ways for which we are very grateful. We've asked Cheryl Pauls, CMU president, to open this evening with prayer. Cheryl.
Please join me in prayer. Beloved Creator, we honor your blessing, a world of ever-flowing, stunning beauty. And we thank you for artists, people who focus our eyes on what there is to see, on what we must see, so that we would attend to everyday wonders, refresh what we call insight, remind us of what's fragile. Imaginations disciplined by paint hues and shutter speeds and textures of all sorts tell good stories. Art slows our judgments, quickens our minds to delight, disrupts and rearranges what we think we see and understand. Art enables new margins of hope to seep out of the cracks of artistic expression and exchange. Art brings unusual sets of communities together. God, we cherish all these gifts of art. Thank you for the space provided for these gifts through the MHC Gallery. Thanks for Sarah, the advisory committee, and all who carry out the gallery's work. And thanks for all who are intrigued by the work and offer financial sustenance. Bless this gallery as it nurtures our desire to look, linger, look again, and truly see. In Jesus' name, amen.
Well, as you know, if you've been following our newsletters, the current exhibition at the gallery is a series of photographs of Hutterite communities in Manitoba, and the photographs are by Tim Smith. Kenny Wollmann, who's here tonight, is a member of one of those communities, the Baker community, which is near McGregor, Manitoba, where he lives with his wife and 3 daughters, a set of twins and a 1-year-old. So I think they must be busy. Kenny completed a degree here at CMU in religious studies. And he also has an education degree from Brandon, and he teaches high school courses to Hutterite students from all over Manitoba via an interactive television network. He also works with Hutterian Brethren Book Center and serves his community as a choral director, publisher, and event organizer. Phew, he must be busy. We've asked Kenny to talk to us tonight about art and its significance for him. So please welcome with me Kenny Wollmann.
Good evening, friends. It is good to be here with all of you. let me get my papers in order here. So, I am not unaware that today's event is a fundraiser. The words I speak are intended to elicit a response at once to open your hearts and subsequently your wallets. In history, there's a long tradition of making outrageous claims to support such an endeavor. Given that I'm from a very traditional culture, permit me to continue in that vein. My promise is that if you give generously tonight, I'll tell you the secret of receiving more blessings. The venerable institution that we call CMU, the host of the MHC gallery, is my alma mater, which is Latin for nourishing mother. Like many maternal relations, my relationship with CMU has been a source of life-giving energy that helped me grow and also brought, shall we say, issues into my life, as our relationships with our mothers can. For all the goodness that CM was for me, it was also a place where, when by the time I completed my degree, I would have cheerfully died. Completing a double major degree with a 3-hour daily commute while having twins added to our family almost did me in. Several years removed from this experience, years which have mercifully cooled the fires of systemic inflammation and other health challenges, I am able to look back on this era and view the challenges it brought into my life with mercy. The blessings gain volume in the soundtrack of my life with each passing year. On Monday, we observed Thanksgiving Day here in Canada. So the theme of this evening is rightly, therefore, among the blessings. It occurs to me that in addition to that, it is a particularly promising point of reflection as we ponder the intersection of art and community, two things the MHC gallery intends to nurture for us. In my own life, the gallery has been a very specific blessing. While I was studying on campus, there was a wonderfully situated couch nestled amid the changing works of art. The art changed, the couch didn't. It wasn't comfortable, but that's where I took many naps, completely undisturbed. What a blessing when you have to get up at 5:30 and come home at 11:30. More abstractly, but infinitely more importantly, the gallery has also showcased art featuring my faith and cultural community several times. The current show, featuring the photographs of Tim Smith, stands in a growing line of shows highlighting Manitoba Hutterites. As a Hutterite, I come from a community where pragmatism rules. As a result, there's rampant anti-intellectualism, and the subtleties of art are lost to most, and more than likely regarded as frivolous. It was against this backdrop that I experienced Hutterite art at the MHC gallery. What good was that? It didn't satiate my hunger. It didn't resolve the conflicts in our communities. It didn't bring more equality. What it did do, however, was make me more comfortable in my own skin by reflecting and validating my existence in the world. And what was the result of that? I suggest it put me in a better place to do what is more pragmatic, meet basic needs, resolve conflict, and strive for equality. Art can mysteriously and subtly give life. It's creative in more than one way. What a blessing. As someone who has lived my entire life within a particular form of community, namely community of goods, where we take vows of poverty and obedience, I cannot speak of blessings without also referencing burdens. In other words, if we expect to experience any blessing, we must also expect to contend with burdens or unblessing. On July 24, 1918, over 100 years ago, 2 families, for a total of 14 souls, bid farewell to their community at Yankton, South Dakota, and made a migratory journey to Canada. They settled near Ely, Manitoba. A few weeks later, on August 16, a group of 7 more families, including my maternal grandmother's family, made the same trek. These families were fleeing what they perceived to be persecution at the hands of the US government. 2 Hutterite young men had perished due to mistreatment on Alcatraz and in military camps. Lock, stock, and barrel, as the saying goes, my ancestors left the US and came to Canada on the coattails of a privilegium obtained decades earlier by Mennonites. What a blessing. Accumulating staggering debt in the process, they quickly established 5 communities and adapted to a new country, new governance structure, and a new neighborhood. When you look at the photographs by Tim Smith, currently on display in the gallery, you're looking at the great-grandchildren and grandchildren of the people who made this move. For more than 100 years, my people have called Manitoba home. We have become recognizable features woven into the fabric of rural Manitoba. In the patient work of Tim Smith, he calls it slow journalism. He's done this over 10 years. You will glimpse resilience and fortitude, a strong connection to the land, and social structures that support mutual caretaking. These are my people and my greatest blessing. I don't know if it's entirely true, but it occurs to me that every blessing has a dark underbelly. We readily say the reverse. Every cloud has a silver lining. Let me give you some concrete examples of potential darkness. In Tim's photos, you will see evidence of advances in education. Hutterites, for example, did distance education long before COVID. What you won't see in the photos are the conflicts, debates, and struggles that wrought this change. You will see young women doing headstands and wearing brightly colored clothes. You won't hear the sharp admonitions they're likely to receive. You will see elderly people beautifully cared for, but you won't see the bitterness of family members who grudgingly fit their lives into an ossuary handed to them well before the date of their expiry. The blessings are there, and in reality, so are the burdens. The photos capture a moment, but they can't say everything. A moment ago, I outlined how it came to be that we Hutterites live in Manitoba and that it was a blessing. What I didn't tell you was that my ancestors settled on land freshly cleared of First Nations and Métis peoples. Said differently, our good fortune is grounded and established on the misfortune of others. The author Adam Grant suggests that too many people spend their lives being dutiful descendants instead of being good ancestors. As a historian with a theological bent, heck, as a person of faith, I endeavor to be both. While seeing, sensing, and appreciating the many blessings bequeathed to me, I also want to faithfully wrestle with the unblessings that may be part and parcel of them. I want to suggest that perhaps the path to greater blessings is to process the dark underbelly of the blessings we currently experience. Is our good fortune built on the misfortune of others? Do we dare to stare the past squarely in the eyeballs and make frank, undefensive assessments? Said positively, can we see verdant begonias and plump strawberries while we're shoveling manure? Can we be honest about the path while we appreciate the present? And here's the money shot. Perhaps that is one way to have more blessings flow from the blessings that we've got. Instead of holding tightly to them, honestly assessing them and asking, where can our blessing be multiplied? As you view the photos in the show and consider your generous gift toward the ongoing good work of the gallery, I invite you to give thanks for your blessings and ponder how your gift may be both a blessing and serve to rectify unblessings. Thank you.
Thank you, Kenny. And now we have a special treat. We have 3 musicians with us. I'm sorry, I don't know which community you're from, or... CMU. Oh, you come from CMU. That's not very far away. Well, anyway, we are very delighted to have 3 young women who are musicians. I'm going to name them as they, in the order that they are going to come to us. First, Carrie Schulz, a soprano, will sing The Years at the Spring by Amy Beach. And then Anna Schwartz will play The Lark by Glinka and arranged by Balakirev. All right. And finally, Mariah McDonald, also a soprano, will sing Lark, Exquise by Reynaldo, Hahn. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Well, Sarah has been with us for a few months, since April, and it really has been a delight to get to know her and to work with her and to begin to see her dreams and desires for the gallery. Tonight, you are going to get a chance to get to know her because she's going to give us a report of how things have been going and a few ideas about how things are going to go. So, Sarah.
Okay, hello. Thank you for being here. And for those who I've not yet had the pleasure to meet, as Lori said, my name is Sarah, and I have the honor of serving as the director at MHC Gallery. Could you advance the slide, please? Thank you. So I wear many hats on a daily basis. Sometimes artist, mother, curator, writer, event planner tonight, to name a few. I have a Master of Arts in Curatorial Practice from the University of Winnipeg, and I'm also a member and the administrator at St. Benedict's Table Anglican Community here in Winnipeg. But perhaps the most enjoyable role I've taken on since starting at the gallery in April has been that of relationship builder. I gratefully get to connect with artists, guests, supporters, faculty, staff, and students every day at the gallery. It's been a pleasure to get to know Ray Dirks and the advisory committee members as they guide me and the gallery into this new season. And although I've spent more than 10 years professionally creating art engagements for audiences, there's something special about being part of an art community so committed to dialogue, diversity, and the mysteries of creation. As I'm sure we can all agree, the past few years have been challenging for us all in many ways. On top of the worries associated with the pandemic, we also lost the ability to delight in shared creativity through art. We grieve lost opportunities for fellowship and community. And yet, as Kenny mentioned, this season is about gratitude. It's about celebrating the blessings and the goodness in all things. And so I would like to highlight for you some of the exciting achievements from the gallery over the past year. First and foremost, I need to celebrate our roots. As you know, MHC Gallery's founder, Ray Dirks, retired in July of 2021. We're grateful for the firm foundations he created at the gallery, as well as for the many opportunities he will continue to have to create and inspire those around him, especially his grandkids. I also need to celebrate the passion and dedication of the individuals of the 2021 to 2022 Advisory Committee as they transitioned the gallery into a successful reopening stage beginning in September of 2021. During this time, they also led the search for a new director, culminating in my appointment in April, as Lori mentioned. In the past year, we have celebrated the launch of 6 full exhibitions, showcasing the work of more than 12 artists and looking at a diverse range of subjects, from domestic violence to Mennonite history, from the sacredness of connecting with nature to the impacts of climate change, and many topics in between. We've welcomed many guests during this time, and these are some of the comments that they've had to share about the events and artwork they've taken in at the gallery. And we've relished the cautious return to in-person gatherings and outings. This included several special events over the year and openings, including the launch of Ray's new book, a labor of love that he entitled A World of Faith and Spirituality. We also brought the gallery out into new spaces, such as the Fall at CMU Market and on studio visits with artists. Looking forward, 2023 we will continue to offer opportunities for radical dialogue and peace building rooted in our Anabaptist heritage, and searching out perspectives of diversity and community. I encourage you to review the full schedule for 2023 located in our community report and available throughout the evening at our welcome tables. However, a few highlights will include a reconciliatory look at Mennonite heritage and indigenous art in the Chaco region of Paraguay, an exhibition titled The Art of Protest that will consider social justice, and a celebration of the ways that art can connect us to our environment and shift our perspectives, to name just a few. We will pursue not only a diverse range of voices, but artistic mediums as well. This 2023 season showcases our impact on the arts community because the advisory committee had the difficult task of selecting from many more applications than we had available exhibition spots this year. Artists are appreciating our space and our welcoming vision, and the demand continues to grow. I'm happy to say that applications for the next 2024 season continue to arrive weekly. It is our hope that the 2023 season will continue our growth with opportunities to develop additional programming. We particularly aim to connect with new audiences in the next year. In fact, in just a few weeks, we will welcome photo enthusiasts for a night of programming around the current exhibition. We also hope that, with the appropriate funding in place, we can develop connections with educators and provide curriculum packages for a number of our exhibitions. We want to share the excitement and the dialogue of art with future generations. Another dream project that your support will help enable is the development of an auxiliary gallery and event space at MHC. This will expand our capacity for community use and will be available to makers of all skill levels, mediums, and ages. However, expanding the interest in our gallery also takes a receptive media to spread the word. So we have focused much attention these past few months on connecting with media in a variety of forms. Our administrative assistants, Selena and now Graham, manage our social media accounts, posting several times a week and increasing our audience reach by 50% on Facebook over the past year and 240% or something like that on Instagram. So we're connecting with new people all the time. Through media relation efforts, we have also seen substantial promotion of our most recent exhibitions, including 2 full-page articles on the front page of the arts section of the Winnipeg Free Press, which you can see there, as well as multiple spots of coverage on CBC Radio, CBC TV, CHVN, and The Uniter. Our photo booth, which appeared alongside the exhibition Mennonite Village Photography, appeared on CTV Morning Live. And it felt maybe a bit silly to don historic hats for live television, but I have to say that this photo booth, which featured an authentic historic backdrop, was a big success. We had several travelers from out of province come into the gallery just to take selfies with the props and in front of the backdrop. So I wasn't the only one wearing the funny hats. We also continue to grow relationships with our hosting institution, Canadian Mennonite University, offering a vital space where students, staff, and faculty can utilize art to engage in profound ways beyond the classroom. If you, like me, have ever had a revelatory experience in the pursuit of art, you know that art has a unique way of prompting thought, learning, and feeling. Through relationship building, we've welcomed several classes into the space, hosted student events and clubs, engaged in collaborative marketing efforts, and more. We will continue to create a space where we can engage in the exchange of faith, culture, and creativity. And with your help, we can continue to grow our community, expanding our invitation to new artists, guests, and friends. We want to connect with younger generations, create more space for community, and offer new ways to engage. I hope you will join us on this journey as a friend, a volunteer, a supporter, or even as a curious onlooker. Thank you for being here this evening. Our art gallery truly lies among many blessings.
Thank you, Sarah. And now the moment you've been waiting for. Or, no, not quite yet, the treats. But the other reason why you're here. Sandy Coop-Harder is CMU's Vice President External, and she's going to give you a few reasons why we both welcome and need your financial support. Sandy.
Good evening. As Lori said, my name is Sandy Coop-Harder, and I serve CMU as Vice President External. My role here at CMU has formally connected me with the amazing work of the MHC Gallery, with Sarah, our courageous gallery director, and the incredible volunteer supporters that work together with the gallery. But before this time, I have been a patron of the gallery myself, visiting art exhibitions over the years, starting back when I myself was a student here in the 90s. It's wonderful to have the opportunity to support the decades-long vision of the gallery, and more specifically, to celebrate the impact of your generosity over all that time. So thank you for being there. And thank you for being here tonight, for supporting us. I recently came across an article by Carter Gillies, an American potter and sometime philosopher. And he wondered about a society and humanity barren of art. He says this: imagine a world without art. Not just some person washed up on an island, but imagine generation upon generation devoid of singing, dancing, or appreciating beauty. Imagine a culture that never had art, that never told itself stories of who they were. Imagine a people who failed to find poetry in the world, who had no moments of aesthetic amazement. Strip away anything constructed on the basis of art or influenced by it, what would be left? Can we even imagine it? Would beings in such a state even be recognizable as human? Would we see ourselves in them? We are not already essentially human, with art added on the top. Art isn't an accessory. Art is a part of what it means to be human, a necessary part. Art is one among several things that constitute our very humanity. We learn to be human through art. There is no human remainder without an environment and ancestry of art. That is why art matters. And that is why I will dare to add that our little MHC gallery, located here on Treaty 1 territory at the campus of CMU in Winnipeg, Manitoba, Canada, matters. Over the past 24 years, you have generously supported this gallery and the artists that engage here with your money. You've attended countless exhibitions promoting the work of countless artists. You've visited this space and interacted both with the art and the artist. You've had your perspectives challenged, and you've had your perspectives affirmed. You've experienced the deepest of beauty while being changed by the stories told through this place. The MHC Gallery is fully self-funded. This means quite literally that we would not exist without you and your generous support. We have ambitious goals. Raising annual funds of $100,000 would enable Sarah and her team of gallery volunteers to offer a full slate of programming, promotions, and support for artists for the 2023 season, 6 full exhibitions. Your financial contributions ensure that we can pay artists fair wages, run workshops, and develop educational tools and curriculum packages related to specific exhibitions. Friends, your generosity is necessary to keep these doors open, the lights on, and our artists and their art accessible to the community. We certainly continue to need the traditional one-time annual gifts, And if you've been contributing in this way for some time, and we would encourage you to consider becoming a monthly donor or even contributing a significant sizable gift. All of these options ensure the sustainable operations of the gallery throughout the year. So please dig deep. As you've already heard tonight, Sarah and the advisory committee have amazing things planned for our little gallery, and we need your help to do it. We will happily take your money in whatever form you'd like to give it, cash, check, or credit card. Please make your checks payable to CMU and designate the gallery in the memo line. Graham, I believe, has a machine for a credit card and debit card. He's at the back there, so you can speak with him after and place your donations in the baskets that are located on the welcome tables, both here and over in the gallery. Thank you again for being here tonight. You are a tremendous encouragement to this work and the mission of the gallery. This gallery is a true gift to our community, and it really is only because of you that it's possible. Thank you so much.
Okay, now it's time for the treats. And there are some wonderful treats that I've seen and smelled in the gallery made for us by a Hutterite community. And there are fruits and beverages, and also there is art. There is this wonderful photo exhibit. So you can come over to the gallery in two ways. You can either just walk straight out the door and down the stairs and through the hall and then up the stairs into the gallery, or you can turn left and go outside if you feel like you need some fresh air and just walk to the end of the parking lot and into the gallery that way. At 9 o'clock, if you're still around and enthusiastic, Sarah is willing to give a little art tour of this exhibit. So if you're there, you can look forward to that as well. Until then, many thanks for coming, and I'll look forward to seeing you over in the gallery. Thank you.